Eric, I think Lipscomb's 1-2 or 1-3. They played a pretty good schedule. Kind of and they were leading Cincinnati late on the road. What's your take on those guys?
Yeah, I mean they execute, really well. The pinch post is certainly an area that we're going to have to defend their elbow action. I think that's going to be the main. We got to take away the three. They cut really hard. They back cut. It's going to be important that we take care of those, areas. I still have to watch the Cincinnati game. But right now the pinch post is something they're really good from a half court execution standpoint.
It looks like they got pretty balanced scoring too. I mean, three guys. I mean, nobody's averaging like 20 points, but they got three guys averaging double figures. Well, what do you think of their balance?
Yeah, I mean, they're really balanced. Their big inside is not a good, but a phenomenal passer. So we're going to have to do, a really good job defending his passing, and he plays a center spot for him. And if we don't disrupt his vision from a passing standpoint, it really makes their offense run and click. So it's going to be important that we have really active hands, in defending him.
You talked last night about seeing a lot of upsets, early in the year. Is this the kind of team that you kind of got to be wary of in that regard?
Yeah, I mean, I just think every night with everything going on, it's not just college basketball. I mean, it's college football. There's just a lot of parity, so yeah, we gotta be ready to play for sure.
Okay, I got some more, but I'll relinquish the mic or whatever you call it.
Curtis?
Hey, Coach, it looks like Lipscomb's also been playing a little bit shorthanded. They got two guys in KJ Johnson and Tommy Murr that were, I guess, 50-50. Maybe they'll come back, maybe they won't. Against Cincinnati, they didn't. Maybe they'll be back for you guys, maybe they won't. When there are two guys that are that valuable, but you don't know if they're going to play, how much do you weigh them in the scouting report, and do you worry about how that might affect the dynamic of their team if they do come back?
Obviously, if they come back, they're a better team, just because you're adding two pieces, Curtis. But, I mean, we'll prep as if they're going to play. And I mean, they played Cincinnati about as good as you can play Cincinnati. So, up at halftime and till the last 7-8 minutes of the game. I mean, they were right there. So, we have to, like I said, we haven't started prep. We'll do that at 2:00 today and try to get ready for them.
Hutch.
Coach, I wanted to follow up with something you had mentioned last night, with Connor defensively. Is there anything that he specifically needs to do better, or is it simply maybe a matter of you and the coaching staff kind of figuring out what to do with him schematically?
Yeah, I think probably, Andrew, a lot of it's matchups. I mean, we saw the game before where he played 30-plus minutes and had a big impact. And, I mean, the thing with Connor is just he's so good offensively, and he's really good defensively. I mean, the shot blocking and altering shots, so I think it's going to be a matchup thing. But, yeah, we got to continue to work on a lot of things.
Scotty?
Hey, Coach, outside of his fouling, I think you said you thought KK played all right against UTA. Just what did he bring to the lineup during his run?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he hit a crucial three when the second team was, struggling. I don't have the stat sheet in front of me, but I think that the one category at the bottom of the stat sheet that they beat us in was bench scoring. And, we talk about our bench. Well, our bench got outplayed last night, plain and simple. Again, I stated I was not happy with how we finished the game at all. Wasn't happy with our pick and roll switching, with our hands being down. Wasn't happy with our fouling. I mean, we got to defend without fouling. I thought Jalen gave us a really good boost off the bench. I thought he did exactly what we needed him to do, taking the charges, moving the ball. But everybody got a good opportunity to play last night. The guys that checked in the game, and I for the most part let that a lot of the second group play the last 8 minutes, and we only outscored UTA by 1 point in the second half. So we got to get better, because at one point we were up 19 or 20, and we've got to finish games better than that.
And going back to Connor for a second, have you been surprised maybe a little bit by his efficiency, or has he kind of been as expected?
I mean, it's every time the guy plays in front of, with the lights on, he produces. I mean, it's what he's done through 3 games offensively. You can't play better. I mean, you can just look at the stat sheet. I mean, you can't put those numbers up and then have that efficiency from 3 and everywhere else. I mean, he's been incredibly, effective.
Tom.
Eric, what would you had liked to have seen offensively in the last 8 to 10 minutes to close it out?
Better execution, better finishing around the rim. Those 2 things in particular. When you grab a defensive rebound and there's 5 defenders next to you, maybe kicking the ball out instead of throwing it up at the rim when it's got no chance to go in the basket, that might help. Last year I thought we were great at, not that we ever got many offensive rebounds, but the 1 or 2 that we got all year, we did a good job of spraying it out or kicking it back out. Last night, you got to kick the ball out when there's 10 arms between you and the basket. You can't just blindly throw a ball up there. So I guess, I don't know, Tom, you could tell I'm in a great mood about the last 10 minutes of the game.
Nikki.
Tom, was that enough? I'm short about this.
That's plenty, man. You gave the padding on the side of the scorer's table a nice whack last night too.
I was just worried. I thought my Diet Coke had not been replaced by Mike quick enough.
Upon further review, is JD Note okay? Is his thumb good?
Oh yeah, his thumb was fine, but his shot selection wasn't. Yeah, his thumb was fine. He might have grabbed it because he knew what was coming. As far as, I wasn't real happy with the quick shots, and I don't know, Nikki, maybe you thought he had better shot selection than I did, but he's fine. We need him to score. We just need him to take shots that have a probability to go in the rim.
Hutch?
Yeah, Coach Jones, number 1 for Lipscomb. He's 10 of 20 from deep so far through 3 games. What is it that's made him so effective early on?
Yeah, probably Hutch. I gotta watch more film. I mean, I've been, normally we don't, have our thing like with the late game last night. We talked at 10 o'clock at night. It's now noon, so I haven't. I'm still breaking down film that I want to show our guys to get better in the last 8 minutes. That film might last 3.5 hours today, with all the clips that I have pulled. But having said that, anytime somebody shoots the 3 ball with with that accuracy, we got to get a hand in the eyeball. That's still something that we have not done as well as we did last year. You can't switch a pick and roll and have your hands in your pockets or down at the side of your body. Your hands have to be, active and in vision, and we haven't done a good enough job of that.
Bob?
Eric, as bad as you guys played those last few minutes, is there something to be said for the fact you still beat, a pretty solid team by 12 points? Sometimes you have to learn lessons and losses.
Oh, yeah. Look, the bottom line is, you got, you're trying, everybody wants you to play 10 guys and, get guys experience, and you're trying to win a game. And, I have no doubt if I would have played 7 guys that, that we would have won by 20. But, we played some guys that were struggling and let them try to play through it. And, it's good sometimes to just let guys play and maybe, what goes on in practice, you see in a game. And so, not all bad at all, Bob. You're exactly right. I mean, sometimes you let players play through struggles, and then you don't have to worry about, the next game, getting them in a game. So, guys got to play through some mistakes, and guys compounded some things. And, but yeah, for the most part, a lot of guys got in the game.
And you feel like you'll have their attention pretty good in that film session because, you got a lot of things to harp on,
Yeah, well, it'll be a nice, calm film session with some good clips for them to digest.
I also wondered, is Mike Haywood in witness protection? I'm just looking at his phone. He looks like –
I don't even see him. Where is he?
Well, he looks like he's a whistleblower on 60 Minutes or something. I just hope he's okay and everything.
Oh, I think he's sitting in my office and the sun's not out. So
okay. Well, I got a couple more, but I'll relinquish the mic again.
Bob, I got one for you.
Okay.
Where's your Packers mask that you've been having on these Zoom calls?
Well, I'm at home with my cats, so I figure the cats, they're okay. But yeah, have the Packers sent you anything yet?
Not yet. I'm still waiting. I'm going to my mailbox. I went to my mailbox last night at 1 a.m. There was no Packers gear.
I guess I don't rate because I reached out to him on Twitter as an owner, But I'll let some of the other guys ask serious stuff.
Bob, you got one more?
Oh, okay. Well, Eric, how do you think the team will respond to that rough stretch at the end of the game?
No, look, we won by double digits, and UTA is a good team. They got really quick guards. They get to the basket. UTA played Oklahoma State, really close. And the thing is with the team we played is they competed really hard all the way to the end of the game. And, I said it last night, like, you're not going to play perfect basketball through 40 minutes. And, my wife reminded me over and over last night, like, we got a lot of new faces, a lot of guys trying to figure out roles. We knew through the first segment of games that, a lot of this is just we're trying to figure out, like, what offensive sets are we good in, who clicks with another guy. Some of the guys might be used to more minutes. And, I started Vance one game and Connor came off the bench once. So we're still going through all that stuff, and, we're a work in progress. So, but we'll be all right.
Coach, appreciate your time. Thank you very much.